Hello everybody, welcome back to Beware the Terrible. Today we have a new deck for you called the Eternal Curse, featuring our Eternatus VMAX from Darkness Ablaze and the new Liepard from Brilliant Stars, with the trade ability allowing you to discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards for each copy you have in play. It's the same as the old Zoroark GX. They're bringing back that card with the same name ability as well. Chinchino Make Do. We have the new Darkness Make Do now for our Dark Box. We are playing nothing but Darkness Pokemon in this deck just because we want to be activating our Eternal Zone ability to help Spiritomb do as much damage as we can. So the main attacker for this deck is essentially Eternatus VMAX Dread-N and also Spiritomb Dripping Grudge. We want to be using Dripping Grudge later on in the game after we set up enough Pokemon cards in the discard pile with our Eternal Zone and with the Collapsed Stadium. So we're using the new Stadium card. Collapsed Stadium allows us to restrict the number of Pokemon cards on our bench and on our opponent's bench down to only 4 cards. We get to only play 4 bench Pokemons for both players. So how do we use this card? We want to be using our Eternal Zone to set up as many bench Pokemon as we can first, evolve all of our Pokemons up to stage 2. We can actually evolve to our Crobat. We're playing double Crobat for this deck. We have our Golbat with the discreet draw ability, helping us draw 2 cards once we evolve this card from our hand. Drastic Draw from Crobat helps us draw 3 cards as we evolve this Pokemon from the hand, and Dark Asset, draw until you have 6 cards in your hand, 4 copies of Crobat V, 3 copies of the Zubat Golbat line, and we also have 2 copies of our stage 2 card, 4 copies of Liepard and Purrloin, and we also have 2 copies of Ariados Spinarak to help us target one of our opponent's bench evolution card with this ability, Spider Net, to substitute for our Umbreon VMAX. It actually helps you prevent your opponent from drawing 3 prize once they kill your Umbreon VMAX. So we're substituting that card with our Spider Net ability. We also have 1 copy of the Thievul with the Call for Goons attack, allowing us to search our deck for 3 basic Pokemons and put them on our bench, and then later on evolve and discard them with Collapsed Stadium. So we can also discard Pokemon cards from our hand with Quick Ball and Ultra Ball. We are playing 2 copies of Ultra Ball, 3 Quick Balls, and 2 Piers to get our Pokemon cards. So Piers and Ultra Ball helps you get any Pokemon that you want, basic or evolution. We also get to search our deck for any energy card, special energy as well with this supporter. We also have 3 copies of Experience Share to help us recharge our Pokemon, 1 Raihan to help us attack faster with our Pokemons. Just because we are playing 2 energy attackers, we need 2 energies, 1 colorless and 1 darkness for both Dripping Grudge and Dread-N. So we're attacking with only these 2 cards for this deck. We can actually attack with other cards as well because we're playing full-on darkness Pokemon cards here. And we also have our 2 hiding energy, 3 captures, and 5 basic darkness energy. So we need basic for our Raihan and Experience Share to work. That's why we're playing 5 copies here. And we also have 1 Rose Tower and 1 Winden Stadium, extra stadium cards to help us displace Path to the Peak. If they play that card, we can't use our ability to bench as many Pokemon as we can. We can't use our strategy because our main strategy is to use our Eternal Zone to be able to put as many Pokemon into play by evolving our stage 2, stage 1s, and then discard it at just the right time. If they don't play Path to the Peak at all, we can actually use our Collapsed Stadium at the last minute, discarding as many Pokemon as we want. And then after that, we can even play our other stadium cards to displace our own Collapsed Stadium and then reactivate our Eternal Zone ability, allowing us to bench up to 8 cards once more. And even if they knock out your VMAX, we still get to bench an extra Pokemon by replacing our Collapsed Stadium with another Stadium card. So that's why we're playing so many Stadium cards. We're trying to give ourselves as much control as possible to shift the number of bench Pokemons we get to have every single turn. Whenever we need to, we get full control with those Stadium cards. Finally, we have 1 copy of Liepard V to help us do the Hidden Claw ability, discarding a Pokemon tool card from any Pokemon in play when you play this Pokemon onto your bench. So that's all for the deck list. Let's go for gameplay. So let's go ahead for our first game against an Arceus deck box. We actually have the new Origin Dialga and Origin Palkia V-Star gonna be out on May this year, 3 months from now, which is very cool. We got the Origin form, the Radical Astral Radiance set. So cool, isn't it? We got starter V-Stars as well, Decidueye, Typhlosion, Hisuian, Samurott, all in Hisuian form, stage 2 1 prize and the stage 2 V-Star. So it appears we're up against an Entei deck, a Brilliant Stars Fire deck. They could be playing Charizard V-Star. Let's hope we can test this deck against a V-Star, how well this deck is going to do against a Fire V-Star deck. I think the only V-Star for now, Fire type V-Star, is Charizard. 280 HP, very high, so I don't think Eternatus can kill it with 1 hit. We're gonna need Zigzagoons. We have no Zigzagoon for this deck. We're only playing our Spiritomb and abilities to draw 1 Liepard. I may actually swap that Liepard for a Zigzagoon because we actually need the Zigzagoon quite badly. Choice Belt is gonna help a lot, but I think I prefer to play that experience share because it's gonna help with the energies. We can actually swap another experience share for a Raihan. So like play 2 Raihans and 1 choice belt, 1 experience share or something like that. But I just prefer the guaranteed energy and guaranteed attacks every single turn, rather than that extra damage counter, which sometimes doesn't do much. If you're lucky, it's gonna help you do a 1-hit knockout though. So let's capture a Purrloin. We're gonna capture a Zubat actually, because we don't have a Liepard in our hand. We got Golbat Crobat instead. So we're just gonna do our Zubat capture this turn, and then try to draw something with our discreet draw. They actually played quite a lot of abilities already. They got Primate Wisdom, Dark Asset, Luminous Sign, and now they're playing their Eldegoss V Happy Match for a Marnie. Marnie is actually going to help us, but we are drawing 3 cards the next turn though from the top deck and with Discreet. But Marnie is probably going to do better. 4. Let's hope we get a Piers at least. If we get a Piers, we're going to be able to attack, but we're not going to do much. I don't think we can knock it out on the next turn. But it would be much better if we can hit it already. If we don't hit it on the next turn, they're gonna knock us out quite easily. Probably gonna strike us now. They got already 1 energy, and they just use a Kindler. That means they're gonna attack us. That means they have another energy in their hand. Okay. Let's hope it's not a heat energy. If it's a heat energy, it's gonna slow us down by a lot. We're gonna need 2 strikes to kill an Entei, which is horrible. We already need 2 strikes to kill a VSTAR, and they're playing Charizard apparently. So let's just do discreet draw. They didn't play their Marnie, they played a Kindler instead. So that was quite annoying because I was hoping for us to get fresh 4 cards. We're gonna just reduce our hand, play the Crobat first, and then do the Golbat later. Dark Asset for 2 cards. We can actually do an evolution right now. Let's just do experience share and then evolve the next turn, because if we evolve the active, we're gonna give them 3 prizes. We don't want to do that. We're just gonna evolve the bench later and then attack with the bench, force them to knock out another, draw another 3 prize after the first knockout. Sorry, another 4 prize. They need another 4 prize after the first knockout. So let's do discreet draw. We got Purrloin, that's great. We're gonna do Liepard later, discard their energy later. We're just gonna bench the Spiritomb because that's our main attacker, and attach to our first attacking Eternatus. We actually are attacking with the other one first, but the other one is not doing the Dread and VMAX attack, which is the higher damage one. So our first attacker officially is the one on the bench. Our first VMAX attacker. Okay, Charizard V-Star is in the game, and let's hope they don't get their Magma Basin, because they already discarded their energies. Basin is gonna help them do extra damage with the Star Blaze, I think. Not Star Blaze, the other one. I forgot the attack, but Star Blaze does 320. It's not enough, they need a Choice Belt, so we're gonna discard the Choice Belt on the V-Star with our Liepard on the next turn. And then attack with the VMAX, because that actually helps us, avoid the knockout hit from Star Blaze. They need another 3 energies though, so I don't think they're gonna be able to do it on the next turn. A VMAX knockout that easily. If they play a Raihan and a Magma Basin, they can actually do it. Raihan, Magma Basin, Air Balloon. But they need quite a lot of pieces though. But we're probably gonna attack with... We have to attack with Eternatus now. We have to attack with our VMAX. That means we are giving them our VMAX in the active spot. They don't need a boss order, they get to play a Raihan. So it's quite scary right now because we are passing the turn with our VMAX in the active spot. With Charizard already in the game, you never know what's gonna happen. They're doing 230 damage with the first attack if they have damage counters on the Charizard, so they need the Magma Basin to do extra damage. Magma Basin is like, so important. You need it so badly. I don't think there's any other way to search your deck for a Stadium card other than Shady Dealings and Skyla Peony. Skyla Peony is the only way. So I would add a few, 1 or 2 copies of Skyla if you're playing Stadium cards that you need so badly, or maybe research to draw a good hand, a big hand, so that you guarantee that Magma Basin draw. But I think they should be getting it by now with the Kindler. I mean, they played quite a few Kindlers already. Apparently, they either got really unlucky or they only play like 2 or 3 copies. I think you need a solid 4 copies of Magma Basin for Charizard. They play Research right now, so probably gonna get the Basin, right? I don't think they did. I don't think they did. Are they even playing Basin for this deck? That's really odd. They got 14 cards left in the deck and no Basins. Look at that. Are they gonna pull off a last minute Basin? I think they're gonna do that. Last minute. They actually gave us a free knockout. So we got a free Crobat V knockout, which is super. And we're down to 2 last prize cards. That means we just need a boss order. We just need Ariados. But Ariados is not gonna help us though, because it only helps us drag. It helps us target an evolution card. They don't have an evolution other than the VSTAR, and we can't kill the VSTAR with 1 hit. So we're gonna need another 2 strikes. They need another 3 strikes because they need to kill the VMAX and something else. Unless they boss order twice, they can't actually win the game that easily. And I don't think they can do more than 100 damage this turn. No Magma Basin. No Air Balloon either. So they underestimated VMAX and they just gave us the Crobat, which was quite insane actually, quite weird. Okay, the bench is ready. There we go, finally a Magma Basin. So they're trying to attack with this one deactive and then retreat on the next turn, get the next one out. Magma Basin, 40 damage on the next turn. They got 4 damage counters on the bench Charizard and then attack with that one. They're still safe though. After our VMAX gets knocked out, we got no more VMAX. Spiritomb is not doing that much. We can't actually do 24 damage counters with Spiritomb. I think the max we can do is like 20. Because we have 33 cards left in the deck. 20 is probably the highest you can do. And you know, the last strike is probably like 25 or 26, but mid stage of the game, expect to do at most 20 damage counters with your Dripping Grudge. It's not a lot, but it is a basic Pokemon, one price basic, which is quite strong on its own. 16 damage counters is like, you know, the usual amount you get to do. 13 damage counters even is a lot already. I would be happy if I get to place 15 damage counters, but up to like 20 damage counters. So 270, we just need 10 damage. If we have a Mew, like Psy Power, can you imagine? I just played the theme format for the tournament because I'm trying to spend all of my tickets for the packs. But I just realized how powerful Mew is, that Psy Power. If they retreat on the bench, you don't need to use a boss order. You just need to use Psy Power to knock it out. If they don't heal their Pokemon, obviously. But for theme format, you got a lot of restrictions. You get a lot of free space because there's no boss order for theme. There's no Cheryl for theme. There's, you know, a lot of restrictions. They don't have a lot of different cards. They don't get a lot of flexibility or choice. And you actually get to make use of the rule, the tight rule for both players, though it actually works both ways, so you actually have to be careful as well, as is with all games. And they're gonna retreat attack with a new one. We got Spiritomb ready to go, and they actually retreated to Moltres, forcing us to delay our prize. If we get Ariados, they're done for, so we just need Ariados for this game. Target the damaged Charizard. So they need 2 more strikes. We need 1 last strike. We just need 1 final strike. If they kill the Eternatus They should have killed our Eternatus with the Charizard just now, but I think they're buying some time to get, you know, the final card that they need. I don't know what else they need really. I don't think they have much in their deck left. So here comes the first attack. Raging Flames. I don't know what the first attack is. I'm sorry guys. Okay, they got the Entei. So they were waiting for that extra basic attacker, because they cannot attack with the old Charizard. The bench one is now exhausted. So all we need is an Ariados right now. If we can somehow get the Ariados. The reason I discarded that and didn't reattach it with my to my Crobat, we can actually do wing attack on the Crobat. But the reason I didn't do that is because we already have an energy on our hand, and we can actually do a Raihan to search for something. Raihan actually helps us search for Ariados, which is all we need to win the game. That one card is all we need. I think we have 2 copies of Raihan. We played one already. Pretty sure we played one already. So let's just do Quick Ball. Crobat. We're gonna bench the Crobat to draw a few cards out. We're gonna Quick Ball something. So this is the final countdown. This is our last turn. If we don't win on this turn, then we're done. If we don't win the game this turn, we're done. So we have to somehow get that Ariados out. We got 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Piers, and 2 Ariados. 6 copies to get that card out. I think we got 1 Raihan inside as well. So we're gonna attach the energy Crobat for 3 cards, and then Liepard for two more. And we got the Piers. Piers is gonna get the Ariados, and that seals the game. We win against a Charizard VSTAR, because they didn't get their base in time. Really late entrance. So we got lucky. Thanks to Ariados, we won against Charizard VSTAR. And we actually get to do more damage with our trade ability. We get to discard even more with Collapsed Stadium. We're gonna discard the evolution, Ariados, because we don't need it anymore. Well played, yep, well played. And let's see if we can discard even more. I don't think we can do anymore. So let's do Dripping Grudge for 20, 15 damage counters, not a lot. But we have 19 cards left in the deck, so I suppose that's probably why. We were actually quite slow because we didn't get Liepard. We got Liepard quite late. And we should be getting at least 2 Liepards to start with, 2 Purrloins. Setup, that would be the ideal setup if we have 2 Purrloins and 1 Zubat. We got 4 copies of the basic Purrloin, 3 copies of Zubat, 4 Crobat Dark Assets, so I don't think it's that bad. This deck, the draw system is quite okay. It's quite smooth. If you get your Piers, you get to evolve your Purrloin, you get to evolve the VMAX, get to attach energy. So all you need is those balls or the Pier. So we got a Purrloin, we got our ball. We're gonna get Eternatus. I think we're just gonna get a Crobat. I have no idea what to get, honestly. We should be benching another Purrloin though. So let's just discard the Liepard. I don't think we need that. It's not that important unless they play like power tool cards. They may just do a Choice Belt, which is gonna suck actually if they make use of that card. So let's just do a Crobat right now. Play our essential Eternatus on the bench, and then Crobat for an energy, attach it right now. We have no choice but to discard those 2. Got more where that came from, more experience shares in the deck. So Dark Asset for 5 cards. We better be getting at least a Darkness energy. We got a capture, that's great. We're gonna capture another Purrloin. Oh, we actually got a Purrloin in our hand as well. We're gonna capture a Zubat to increase the chances of us evolving, because we actually have 3 Golbats and 4 Liepard, so we may just top deck a Golbat instead of another Liepard. So it's always good to have a mix. And we got 2 evolutions on the next turn. We can't retreat though, so we have to delay. We are forced to delay. We have a Hiding Energy, 2 copies of Hiding, but we have no Bird Keeper switch for this deck, no Escape Rope. So if we have a non-attacker stuck in active, We have to wait until either it gets knocked out or until we are able to retreat with our Stadium card energy. We can actually displace Galar Mine if they play that card. We have 4 copies of Stadium. So they're playing Leafeon with Rillaboom. It could be a VMAX, it could be a VSTAR. I think it's a VSTAR because the VMAX doesn't need that much energies. They just need 2 energies with Greening Cells as well. They don't need Rillaboom. Okay, here comes Thwackey. Thwackey is gonna evolve this turn. I think it's their first turn though. My bad. So they can't evolve yet. Greening Cells is gonna come. And they're gonna do Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard is gonna be bad because we can't knock it out with Eternatus. We're gonna need 2 strikes to knock out a VSTAR again, thanks to the Leaf Guard, protecting, reducing damage done by 30, which is very, very annoying. And we got a hiding. Let's just do Piers for... Should we do another Liepard or the VMAX? I think we should be doing the VMAX so that we get to bench more cards. And then hopefully draw a quick ball Crobat on the next turn. We can actually Liepard and hopefully get a V Dark Acid Crobat. Should we Liepard first or should we capture? I'm gonna capture on the Purrloin. Prepare for the retreat because we don't need a capture energy on the bench right now. So Liepard actually has 1 energy as well, retreat cost. So let's just evolve before attaching. Oh my goodness, I should have attached first though. I decided to discard first. Because that actually reduces the chances of us getting Crobat V. If we use capture to catch another Purrloin or something else that we need, like a Spiritomb, we can actually increase the chances of us drawing out the cards that we need. But we already have 2 Purrloins, 2 Liepards in play. They're gonna knock it out the next turn though, so only 1 for the next turn. We should be benching another Purrloin. Spiritomb can do a late entrance. Always remember that Spiritomb can do a very, very late entrance. So if we retreat to Golbat, we can actually retreat on the next turn after evolving. So I think we should be retreating to Golbat. I don't know what I did here. I did the Spinarak, which was, I think, a mistake. But I kind of want to keep the Golbat because Drastic Draw for 3 is better than Spider Net. I don't think we need Spider Net just yet. We got 1 last Spinarak inside the deck. Could be in the prize card though, so it's never healthy to waste that Spinarak. You never know if you're gonna need that ability. I would have just sacrificed the Golbat to be honest. I don't think they attacked us this turn. So retreating was a mistake on the last turn because they did nothing this turn. They didn't get their Rare Candy evolution. That meant they even got their Thwackey on the last turn. That means we should have anticipated a stage 1 evolution and 0 attack this turn, keeping our Liepard in the active spot and waiting to retreat later rather than switching to a Spinarak. Okay, here comes Peony for a Great Ball. They're probably gonna get Kricketune. Great Ball though, I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds that they're gonna get a Kricketune, right? Great Ball, and they got it. They got a Kricketune with a Great Ball. Look at that. Great Ball for Kricketune. I mean, how many copies of that card are you're gonna need to play to get it with a Great Ball? Top 7 cards of your deck. You can't do a Quick Ball because Peony only gets you 2 cards. If you do a Quick Ball, you're gonna have to discard your Stadium. Sometimes you don't have a choice though. So Great Ball is actually quite cool. They are playing a lot of different cards here. They are playing a lot of Pokemons. Rillaboom Stage 2, Leafeon V-Star, Dhelmise VMAX, Kricketune. So I think Great Ball is going to serve us quite well because we are playing a Pokemon box deck. Since we need to discard Pokemon from our deck, we are playing 35 copies of Pokemons in this deck. and that actually means Great Ball is gonna help us a lot. But I would prefer a solid, you know, a guaranteed success of getting any card that you want to choose. Like Piers gets you any Pokemon that you want, as opposed to your Great Ball, and Ultra Ball as well. Quick Ball gets you a, you know, solid basic Pokemon. I prefer the guaranteed. I prefer the certainty. So trade, because Great Ball could just get you something that you don't need, like a Crobat when you need to be benching a basic. So let's just Liepard again. We're gonna bench the Spiritomb. Let's do the experience share first. Attach the energy, and then Spiritomb. They're probably gonna IV Star the next turn. I'm quite annoyed that they actually could use that ability. So we couldn't attack this turn. We are giving them that free IV Star. If we retreated to Golbat just now, we could have done our Dread End this turn. Look at that. And we could have killed the V-Star. But they wouldn't have put it in the active spot if we did that, right? They wouldn't have retreated to Leafeon. They would have kept that Thwacky in the active spot. Or retreated to Quickatune, probably. Because they actually need the Rillaboom. So we got Nickit. I don't think Nickit is gonna do much. If you get it at the right time though, it's gonna help you. If your opponent get a bad hand and you get that extra one turn, and you have extra spaces in your bench, you can actually help. You can actually do a call for goons to help you fill up the bench, fill up the spaces and evolve everything later on, like Golbat, Crobat, Liepards, extra Spiritombs. Another Peony is a Peony box deck. Peony tech deck. Peony Quickatune, Rose Tower. No Rose Tower. They have Thievul instead. Dhelmise is evolving this turn. We have to watch out for the Swinging Chain. Doing 30x damage for each energy attached to their Pokemon, to their Dhelmise VMAX, to any one of our Pokemon. I think it only works for the bench though, if I'm not mistaken. So they get to target the Crobat V. If they target a V card, they just need 6 energies to kill for 2 prize. And then after that, they just need to swing another 1 prize to win the game. So we have to watch out for that Dhelmise because they have Rillaboom already. And they're attaching triple energies every single turn. So they just need to attach a grass from their hand twice to kill a Crobat. Are they gonna attach a grass right now? Let's hope they do a capture or something else. Lucky Energy. Not a lot of people play Lucky Energy. I think that's only good for Blissey or your Indeedee. We have the new Golurk now. Golurk with the same attack as Indeedee, Big Hands. Indeedee is Hand Kinesis, but Big Hands does a 30 base damage. It's a stage 1 though, so I don't think it's gonna be that good. I prefer Indeedee because it's a solid basic card, and you don't need to waste Pokemons in play. You get to have more cards in your hand, and you don't have to waste those cards in the field by evolving them. It's also twin energy cost, by the way, so it's quite interesting. Okay, we got trade. Let's do our first trade for 2 cards. And Ariados, we're gonna keep that for when we need it. Okay. We're gonna have to knock out the V-Star with our Spiritomb and then somehow kill the Dhelmise. This is gonna be a very difficult game. So we actually decided to do Spider Net this turn, target the VMAX. We actually did that. Interesting. So that means we are trying to kill the VMAX with our Spiritomb on the next turn, and then deal with the Leafeon later. I don't think that's too smart though, because we need 26 discards. Are we gonna be able to pull off 26 discards by our 3rd turn after this? We have 14 cards left. 14 cards left in the deck, so I don't think it's that difficult. We have a Collapsed Stadium already. Let's see if we can do it. Can we pull off a Leafeon V-Star knockout with 1 Dripping Grudge? That is... that's gonna be an amazing feat. That's gonna be so cool. Because we are placing damage counters, they can't reduce damage. They can't avoid the effect as well. They got no big Parasol, I don't think. They just need a big Parasol though. If they play that tool card, we're doing 0 damage. If we have a Liepard though, we already discarded that. We discarded our Liepard V, so we can't remove that big Parasol buff. So that shield is gonna work if they have it. Wash Energy as well. If they do Wash Energy, Spiritomb is gonna do 0 damage. 0 damage counters. Marnie, oh dear. I don't think we need any cards except for the Collapsed Stadium. We actually need the Collapsed Stadium. Raihan is back in the deck, which is bad. But we get to draw it back with Liepard. I don't think we're faring too badly. We can shuffle the deck with Capture. Capture, I don't know what we're gonna capture. We need Spinarak, I think. Spinarak is gonna help us more. We can actually kill the Rillaboom and 1 V card, you know, Spider Net, one of the V card. Sorry, Spider Net the Rillaboom, and then kill one of the V-Star with two extra Spiritombs. But we actually need to bench another Spiritomb right now. We can't afford to bench the Spinarak actually. Because we can do a Raihan though. Last minute Raihan. We can always do a last minute Raihan, but we don't have it in our hand. It's at the bottom of our deck. So I don't think we should be risking it. I don't think we should be playing so much risk. We have to bench the Spiritomb. We can play Experience Share. So Spinarak on the next turn. Probably, and then do a late Spiritomb entrance, kind of like your Sableye Raihan, Hoopa Sableye Raihan tech. You know, do a late Hoopa, a late Sableye V Crazy Claw, a surprise Dripping Grudge. That's what we want to achieve. I don't think we did that for this game. You know, I made the mistake of not doing a late entrance when we should have done it. So we need 2 more knockouts. They need actually 3 more knockouts because we have no V cards in the bench right now. We actually discarded everything with our VMAX knockout. No more Eternal Zone means we get to discard our Crobat liabilities. We got no more V cards in play. So they need 3 knockouts now. Even with Swinging Chain, they need to do it 3 times. So it's impossible now to do a rapid knockout. Okay, they're gonna do the first attack. I think it's Revenge or something. Doing 120 extra damage. Sorry, 90 extra damage, I think. We're actually weak towards Grass type, so they're doing 240 to the Spiritomb, which is quite overkill. 60 HP. Can we kill the Dhelmise with 1 hit? If they evolve into a VMAX, we can actually collect the last 3 prize by killing the Dhelmise. So if we bench the Spinarak right now, we can, you know, do the Ariados on the Rillaboom, kill the Rillaboom on the next turn. If we can somehow manage to knock out this Dhelmise, then on the next turn we just need a final knockout by targeting the Rillaboom, doing a Raihan at the last minute. But we did not have the foresight to do that. Even if we can't knock out the active Dhelmise, they're probably going to evolve into a VMAX and then retreat to the V-Star to attack. And if they do that, we can still use our Ariados Spider Net to target the VMAX and kill it if they don't get knocked out this turn. But they may choose not to evolve into a VMAX though, if they are smart enough to count the prize. But I don't think they did that for this game. They didn't count the prize, fortunately. Sometimes you get lost in a game, you know, you get like so absorbed in the whatever cards that you get, and how the situation of the game that you get caught up and you forgot to count the price. It does happen. Okay, we got another Spiritomb, and we actually benched that one, which was a big mistake. Because we actually don't have a Raihan in our hand. That's why I didn't do it. If we had a Raihan in our hand, I would have benched the Spinarak and then retreat with Crobat. We actually have a free retreat Crobat already. That means we actually get to do it at the last second. Do a surprise Dripping Grudge at the final countdown. Okay. So we actually need an extra discard. We couldn't do the last discard. We can actually Raihan for a Quick Ball, or Raihan for another Ultra Ball. I don't think we have any more Ultra Balls though. Yeah, we couldn't do it. We did 21 damage counters. If I'm not mistaken, we did 21 damage. 210 damage on the active Dhelmise. So this was quite bad. It's looking really bad for us. They got 2 prize left. We got 3 prize left, and we can't knock out the active right now. We have no choice but to do a Raihan. If we're gonna do a Raihan this turn, might as well just attach to the bench another Spiritomb. We actually got a Raihan already, so we should have benched a Spinarak and keep the Raihan for the next turn. But they can easily play a Marnie. If they do a Marnie, I don't think we can draw. I don't think we can draw back the Raihan that easily, because we only have 4 draws. We got only 4 draws with the double Liepard trade ability, and we actually discarded the Crobat, so no more free retreat. I don't think we need it now. Now that we bench another Spiritomb, we don't need it anymore, right? So they should have retreated to Leafeon VSTAR here, but they actually chose not to, which was quite silly. I think they just gave us the win here. If they retreat and attack with Leafeon, there's no chance we can win the game. There's just no chance we can win the game. Unless somehow we can play a Zigzagoon, and if we have a Zigzagoon, we can actually win, right? If we have a Zigzagoon, we can kill the Dhelmise on the bench. If they choose not to evolve, and then kill the active V-Star by discarding more, up to 5 cards from our hand. Are we able to discard 5 cards? I don't know. We just need an Ultra Ball. We got, 1 discard from the knockout. We got 2 discards from 2 Liepards, and that means we just need 1 last Ultra Ball or 2 Quick Balls. But that is hypothetical because we actually don't have Zigzagoon. So that's how important Zigzagoon is. We may just replace, it may just be better replacing those Nickit, and because I didn't actually play Call for Goons at all throughout this entire video. I didn't use that attack at all. Thievul is actually replaceable. So let's just trade that card for 2 copies of Zigzagoon. Nickit and Thievul for 2 Zigzagoon. But if you play that many Zigzagoon though, it's going to be basic. That means it's going to have a high chance of turning up too early. If you actually have it as your first active, it's going to be a waste. You don't get to play the ability, kind of like your Crobat Dark Asset. If you have only 2 copies, it's going to show up quite early, way too early every time. Bad luck, like bad hand, showing up at the wrong moment when you don't need it. Okay, they actually evolved and gave us the free knockout, which was quite surprising. And we won the game because they didn't count their prize, I suppose, or maybe they were just giving us an easy win. I don't know what's happening here, but we actually won against a Dhelmise VMAX. So let's see how much we can do, the max that we can do with our Liepard. We actually got another Collapsed Stadium. They gave us a free stadium. That means we get to bench another one and discard another 2 cards. So we got a Quick Ball. We can't actually use it because we have no cards left in the deck. We cannot search the deck if we have no cards left. So let's see how much we can do. 26 damage counters max for Dripping Grudge. Not bad. Killing a Leafeon V-Star, but we have no cards left in the deck. That means we have no more turns. And if they evolve the VMAX and attack with the V-Star, we cannot use Zigzagoon to collect knockout. But we can do Ariados though. We can do Ariados Raihan at the last minute, as I said just now. So Ariados was probably the best bet. We should have done a Spinarak. We should have benched the Spinarak and then, you know, did a surprise dripping grudge at the last second. Because if they retreat and evolve, if they don't evolve, then we could have done a Zigzagoon. If they retreat and evolve, then we could have done a Spider Net to kill the VMAX. So we definitely should be replacing Nickit and Thievul for 2 copies of Zigzagoon, and we definitely should have done a you know, last minute Raihan and Dripping Grudge. So don't forget to play those cards for a surprise hit. That is the main strong point of Spiritomb, because it's a basic Pokemon. That means you get to do it at the last second, at the final countdown. I keep saying that, but it's like so, you know, so important. It's crucial. I didn't realize how important that is. Sableye V does Crazy Claw at the final second, at the very last minute. So it's kind of the same as your Sableye V. We have to do it at the last second. We cannot leave it. We cannot do it too early, because we can actually bench. We should have benched that Spinarak. We should have benched the Spinarak. And now we're up against a Noivern V and Lunala. Let's just focus on the current game. I'm droning on and on about that. Okay, they're gonna do Boom Burst, which is super bad because we are playing so many one prize, so many Pokemons on our bench, so we have to make use of our Stadium card, our Collapsed Stadium, to discard any damaged Pokemon so that they can't do Lunar Pain at the last minute. If we can discard it fast enough before they do their Lunala, before they evolve and hit us with Lunar Pain, we can discard our Pokemon before they can multiply our damage counters. So let's just hope we play our Collapsed Stadium at the right time. If we time it well, we can avoid multiple knockouts, which is the, you know, the only way they can win with this deck. The Noivern Lunala. So we got the first Liepard, which is great. Gonna have to discard either the Golbat or let's just discard the energy, right? I don't think we should be discarding Spinarak, because we want to be dragging out. We want to be hitting the Lunala with our Spider Net, Dread End, or Spider Net Dripping Grudge. Research. Okay, are they gonna kill the active? They're probably gonna do Boom Burst. Force us to get stuck in the active spot, because we actually are 2 energy attack costs. Sorry, we have 2 energy retreat costs for Spiritomb, so we can't retreat that easily. We're gonna need hiding energy attachment. So that means we are not able to attack on the next turn if they do Boom Burst, which is super bad. And they did it. Very bad. We have to evolve Golbat right now. We got a Collapsed Stadium in our hand. I don't think we should worry too much. It can just get Marnie at any moment. Marnie is super annoying. We're just gonna discard another energy. Or a Zubat. Yeah, I think I decided. Shouldn't be discarding too many energies, I suppose, because we only have 10. We have Experience Share to recycle them though, and Raihan. Raihan doesn't work if your Pokemon get poisoned to death. So I was wondering whether I'm deciding whether to attach to Spiritomb or Eternatus right now. I don't know why I did that, because I don't think we can attack. So we shouldn't have done that, because they can quite easily do Synchro Loud. I made a mistake right here and I realized it way too late. Synchro Loud is gonna kill us. I think it only does 180 though. I don't think it's enough. 180 damage. Or is it 200? I'm not sure. So we decided to attach an extra one to Golbat, because I actually mistakenly thought we should have attached to the Spiritomb with the Experience Share, because the other Spiritomb is gonna die this turn if they do a Boom Burst. So I thought Noivern is a Psychic type, weak towards Dark type, but it's actually a Dragon I mistakenly thought it's a Psychic type because they have Psychic energy cost. So that was my mistake. We actually can do 100 damage for our Golbat. Sorry, Crobat does 100 damage. Air Slash, I think. Okay, here comes Lunala with Lunar Pain. And they just did another Boom Burst. This is super bad. They just need a Telescopic Sight. One Telescopic Sight to hit 50 damage on the Crobat V, and then Lunar Pain for like multi-knockout, 5 knockouts. Can you imagine? 5 knockouts, so they just need one Telescopic Sight on the next turn, and then a Lunar Pain on the following turn. So 2 more turns is all they need, 2 more strikes. We actually need a lot more strikes because we got 6 prize cards left. They can do a multi-prize draw. So we need to play Eternatus VMAX. We need to do our VMAX and Collapsed Stadium this turn. We have no choice but to. We're gonna do energy discard, and we shouldn't discard the Collapsed Stadium though. We should be playing that. But apparently I just discarded it because we have one more inside the deck. So that was a big mistake. I don't know why I did that, because I think we wanted to bench more Pokemons. But we should be sacrificing one. Right? We should be sacrificing one Pokemon on the, you know, like a Crobat or something. I don't think we have the luxury to discard that Stadium card. So we have one final Collapsed Stadium. We better be getting it soon. Okay, we're gonna do our Crobat drastic draw this turn, and then trade for even more cards. We got a Rose Tower. We're gonna bench another one, and then if we get our Collapsed Stadium, we're gonna do it this turn as early as we can. Lunar Pain can strike at any moment, and they can quite easily do a Marnie. So always do your Collapsed Stadium as early as you can. We shouldn't have discarded that. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. We needed the Collapsed Stadium so badly. I mean, what happened right there? We could have discarded anything else from our hand. We got greedy, I suppose. We got so greedy because we wanted to draw with Crobat. We wanted to bench a Spinarak and a Purrloin. We should have discarded one Purrloin. I mean, we got 3 more copies inside the deck. So I think we can expand one Purrloin. Not the Spinarak, but probably the Purrloin. Okay, here comes Lunar Pain. They may just do more Noivern Boom Burst before the final Lunar Pain strike. We got 4 prize left. So we're gonna do Ariados, Spider Net to kill the Lunala on the bench the next turn. If they don't kill the VMAX this turn, I don't think they can kill the VMAX. So their main strategy is to kind of target the bench Pokemon, kill 1 Crobat V and 3 1-prize cards on the bench. And that actually helps them draw the remaining 5 prize cards. That's all they need. They haven't got their Telescopic Sight though, which is quite a surprise. No Telescopic Sight for Noivern. They really need it. I think they're trading that tool card for more rare candies. Mew and Air Balloon and, you know, Twin Energies. Double Turbo actually works for your Lunala as well. You know, cards to make sure they get their evolutions fast, so that you can pull off Lunar Pain before you boss or knock them out. Very common to see Lunala gets knocked out before they get to do Lunar Pain. So I suppose they're trying to make the evolution work faster and more consistently, more fluid in terms of the stage 2 evolution, and less damage done every turn. It's a compromise, as always with any game, any deck. There's always a compromise. If you do less damage, you can evolve faster. If you evolve slower, you get to do more damage. But I would kind of add 1 or 2 copies of the Telescopic Sight, Peony for rare candy, or the Telescopic Sight, because you need it. You need it so badly. Okay, we got our Darkness Energy. We're gonna do 1 energy attachment on that one. Hiding. We got our Collapsed Stadium in our hand. We're gonna play it right now just in case they play a Marnie on us. So collapse and discard the Spiritomb, 2 Crobats. We have to discard both the Crobat. I don't care about the energy anymore. Like, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna discard a V first, obviously, and discard that one. That's fine. We don't need the energy. And we're gonna discard that. We got 20 HP remaining. Actually, we're not gonna discard Liepard. We're just gonna kill off the Crobat because it's a 2 prize. So they can kill the Liepard quite easily, but it's only 1 prize. So now they can do a 4 prize draw by killing the active with double Synchro Loud and the bench with Lunar Pain. But it's gonna be quite difficult for them. They're gonna need a lot of strikes because we just removed our damage counters. We have clean, no damage counters on V cards on the bench, no V cards at all on the bench. Look at that. We just erased the Boom Burst. So many turns of Boom Burst. Collapsed Stadium. Definitely should replace Thievul with Zigzagoon. Like, Thievul is doing nothing for this deck. Even if you get it late in the game, you can still do you can still do Call for Goons. If you want to retreat, if you have Eternatus in play, you can still do Call for Goons. But I don't think it's smart though, because if you have it in play and in your ban spot, you can just target, do a Ball Sorter and kill your Eternatus before you get to attack with it. And if you pause the turn with Thievul in the active spot, I don't think it's smart. I don't think it's smart to do that. So Thievul is a bad card for this deck apparently. I did not realize that. I just thought it would be cool to add that attack into this mix. Zigzagoon, 2 copies would help so much. Against V-stars like Leafeon, I mean, oh my gosh, Leafeon is so annoying. Because we're doing only 240, I think, 240 damage against the Leafeon. We need exactly 2 Zigzagoons to kill it. Scoop Up Net, I don't think we can fit Scoop Up Nets anymore. We can do a Scoop Up Net for the Crobat though. For the 1 prize, Drastic Draw Crobat. But I don't think it's worth it because we have already so many copies of it. And we don't even need to scoop it up, as you saw earlier in the games. So Scoop Up Net only works for Zigzagoon, and it's gonna eat up the space for your Pokemon copies. And if you don't have that many copies of Pokemon, you don't get to play Spiritomb. You don't get to place as many damage counters with that attack, and Dripping Grudge is not gonna be that helpful. We have to attack with Dripping Grudge after VMAX gets knocked out. That means we're relying on nothing but our 1 prize Spiritomb to do damage counters, and if we can't knock out with 2 strikes, 2 hits of Dripping Grudge, a V-Star or VMAX, we're done. Spiritomb is gonna help us late stage in the game, and if we can't knock out anything with Spiritomb, it's not gonna do. We're not gonna win the game. Okay, we can actually kill the Lunala already. They did their Lunar Pain, but it wasn't enough. They got 4 prize left, and we can kill it with Dread End, but I wanted to see how much we can do with multiple discards. We can do Ultra Ball, we can do Trade, we can do Quick Ball, we can do another Crobat draw, and they just conceded. I think we can definitely kill the Lunala with Dripping Grudge, but we could have done Dread End and just seal the game. That was quite cocky actually. Bit of a dick move, but I was quite curious how much we could pull off with Dripping Grudge. So the Kevin Blair. Now we're up against what deck are they playing? I'm not sure. They have a Crobat coin. Both players have Crobat coins. I think it's an Eternatus. I think it's Yep, it's Eternatus. So Eternatus versus Eternatus. Great ball. There we go, Eternatus. The Shining Fates one. Gold. How cool is that? It's pretty ugly though, because you can't even see the art. But it's just fancy, I suppose. Gold and black. VSTAR is actually gold and white. VMAX is gold and black. Okay, we got quick ball for... Let's do a Purrloin. We should be doing a Purrloin, right? Or double V. We should get a Eternatus and a Crobat and then do the Purrloin later, but we have a Liepard in our hand though. We should be doing Purrloin, I mean. But I think we got greedy and get a Crobat. It's better to play Crobat early though, because they could play Path to the Peak at any moment. Path to the Peak can be reversed by your other stadium cards. If you are forced to play Collapsed Stadium early, sometimes you may have to. I don't think you need to though, because if they play Path to the Peak, Collapsed Stadium is gonna restrict you even more, right? Path to the Peak is only gonna cut down to 5. Collapsed Stadium is gonna make it worse. So we're only playing that stadium at the late stage once we have enough Pokemon to discard, enough stage 2s and stage 1s in play for us to collect the discarded Pokemon for Spiritomb. Then, only then should we play our Collapsed Stadium. Because that helps us do so much damage counters. So Spiritomb, Eternatus has already evolved on their end. They got Crobat ready to attack. They're collecting the first prize. I don't think it's looking too well for us. We got our Eternatus ready to attack the next turn though, so we got 2 prizes on the next turn. If they attack with the Crobat, if they evolve into a VMAX, Crobat VMAX, you never know if they're gonna do that. If they have Crobat VMAX in their deck, we cannot kill the VMAX that easily. So we need Ariados to collect a VMAX knockout. If they evolve into the VMAX, it may be better for us, because we can do Spinarak later. No VMAX, so we got 2 prizes. They're actually giving us a free knockout. Look at that. Pretty sure we can bench enough though, because we just need 2 more bench Pokemon. We got a capture already. We can't actually play the capture, my bad. Oh, we got a Raihan though. That means we can discard the Darkness Energy with trade, play a Raihan, capture something, attach the capture to Spiritomb. So that means we just need 1 basic Pokemon from the trade draw. Because we got 5 basic Pokemon right now. We had to do... We can actually do a Raihan for a basic. We can Raihan search for a basic right now. Oh yeah, we already got it. We got 5 already. Because we don't need to bother about the energy. I forgot we get to search for something else. So we're gonna get a Zubat because we got a Golbat in our hand. We're gonna trade Raihan, Crobat, and then kill off the Crobat this turn. The V Crobat probably. Are we gonna play a Purrloin? We should be doing my bad, Dark Asset. Because we don't have a Liepard in our hand, so might as well just do Dark Asset right now. While we have a small hand, right? Because Liepard is gonna increase the card count in our hand later on. We can actually play a level ball. Ultra ball to cut down our hand. That was quite smart. Yeah, that was quite smart. So Ultra ball for a bigger draw with Dark Asset. Look at that. Ultra ball is gonna help so much with this deck because we are playing the ability draw up till you have 6 cards in your hand. A Karina's focus effect. And we got another Purrloin, look at that. Dread Ann doing extra 30 damage. this turn, killing the Crobat easy, fast. We got our first 2 prize, we're ahead by 1 prize now. And they're gonna do Moltres. They can't attack with Eternatus unless they do Raihan or Experience Share. No, Raihan or Energy Switch with the Moltres. Air Balloon, Raihan, Energy Switch. They need 2 pieces of the 3. And they just attached to the Moltres, so that means they're gonna do Fiery Wrath, 200 damage, 100. Oh my bad, it's only 120 damage, I think. So they can kill the basic 1 prize, but they can't kill the Crobat, so they're gonna boss out of the Spiritomb, which is annoying because we just got it charged up. But that's fine because we have our Eternatus still clean, no HP, sorry, no damage on it. Eternatus is clean, but they can actually do a choice. If they do a choice spell, they just need a couple of Zigzagoons to kill the active Eternatus. And if they kill Eternatus with 1 strike, they can actually win the game quite easy. So I don't think they're playing choice spell apparently. But 340 HP though, we have 340 HP for Eternatus, which is quite high. That means they're gonna need quite a lot of scoop up nets for the Zigzagoon, and that 1 choice belt is gonna help them a lot. But 4 extra damage counters is what they need. Can they pull off 4 damage counters in a single turn? That's the question. Jack Black. Okay, we're up against a fire deck now. I think this is the last game. So it's an Entei deck. It's an Entei Firebox. Playing all kinds of new fire cards. So they got an Entei coin as well. Look at that, Entei coin. We got the Crobat coin because we're playing dual Crobat. The V Crobat and the 1 prize Crobat. Double Purrloin on the first turn. Amazing. That's like the best hand ever. If you got 2 Purrloins, you can celebrate already. You can already celebrate. I would be happy with even 1 Purrloin and 1 Zubat, or 1 Quick Ball and 1 Purrloin, because you get Zubat. You get your Dark Asset with that 1 Quick Ball. Because we don't actually have that many Quick Balls. We have only 3 copies, 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Piers, and no Incense. So 3 captures. Capture doesn't help with your Dark Asset, so it's quite restricted, this deck, in a sense. But once we get the evolution, once we get Liepard and Golbat, we can actually evolve quite fast. So we can actually draw out cards and bench. We can accelerate our strategy, our gameplay quite easily with those abilities. So let's do our Crobat right now. I don't think we're gonna play a double Quick Ball. Let's just do a single Quick Ball and then keep the other one for the next turn. Okay, we got a Zubat. Interesting. We're gonna keep this one. Oh, we actually decided to destroy. We actually decided to kill the Crobat. Because we get 5 draws if we do that. Yeah. Because we have 1 last Crobat in the deck. The 1 prize one. But it's not gonna do much, right? We may not even get it at the right time if we have 2 copies even. So might as well just discard it. We got 1 Liepard and 1 energy. So Moltres and Entei already in the game. We got the first knockout, Magma Basin. Marnie is gonna help us a lot. But we actually needed the Liepard though. Let's hope we get Piers or something good. Ultra Ball even. Another Dark Asset. We got double Liepard, look at that. Double Liepard, oh my gosh. We got Raihan as well. We got no discarded energies, that means we can't play Raihan. But we may just be lucky enough to draw energy from the top deck to discard with trade. We can trade that energy for Raihan. Capture. So we're gonna discard the capture. Should we discard the capture though? I don't think we can kill the Entei that easily. We should be discarding the hiding energy if we can do our Raihan, but I don't think we can do Raihan that easily. So we actually couldn't evolve. If we can't evolve this turn, it's gonna be super bad. Okay, we did the evolution, thank God. So at least we did a few damage on it. At least we hit it first. Did our first strike this turn. Should we do hiding or the basic? If we do the basic, we can experience share later. If we do the hiding, we can retreat to a Zubat or something. But let's just do the basic. I don't think we need to retreat at all, because we want to be attacking constantly with our active, right? So let's save the hiding for later. We can do experience share if they Marnie us. We can do Raihan if they don't. Choice Belt. Everybody's spamming this card. Everybody's spamming Choice Belt everywhere. The Thunderstorm is getting on my nerves because it's like next to my ear. Sorry guys. Trying to ignore it, but it's like crazy. So Marnie, we're gonna do a Marnie. Always annoying when you get when all of the powerful cards like Raihan gets put back at the bottom, which kind of sucks. But we actually got a Golbat though, which is not bad. We got Liepard to save our hand, so we shouldn't complain. We already got 2 Liepards. They actually got a Vulpix, a Ninetales, by way of the Ninetales Fox. So that ability reduces retreat cost of all of your fire Pokemon, all of your Pokemon with fire energy attached. If you have a fire energy attached to any one of your Pokemon, that Pokemon's retreat cost is 2 colorless less. So that ability is quite interesting. It doesn't need to be a fire type, you just need to have a fire energy attached to it. So it can be anything, a Leafeon with fire energy, a Leafeon with Aurora energy, a Rapid Strike with a Spiral energy, a Single Strike with Impact has 2 less retreat cost, colorless. So let's bench the Zubat, do extra damage, and trade. Get to discard the basic energy finally. Prepare for Raihan later. But they're probably gonna knock out the Eternatus on the next turn with their Infernape or Moltres. I don't think Moltres can do a knockout though. 90 damage, no weakness. Don't apply weakness. Moltres is quite weak, isn't it? If they play Choice Belt, even they can't knock us out. So 120, 310. We got 30 HP remaining. Okay, we got our experience share, but I'm not sure what to attach to because we want to be doing our Crobat for a double draw. Should we attach energy first? I think we should be attaching later once we get our Spiritomb. So let's just find that Spiritomb somehow and then attach the energy later. We're gonna discard another energy, unfortunately. No Spiritomb, so we're gonna be forced to attach to Golbat and do like 100 damage. We're not doing a lot, but at least we're doing something, right? No Spiritomb though, can you believe it? No Piers, Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, nothing. Okay, attach to the Golbat, prepare for, I think it's Air Slash, I don't know what it's called. Thunderstorms, man. Oh, it really gets to you, doesn't it? It cracks any moment. Just a surprise crack. It's actually really close though. I could die at any moment, you know. This recording may just not air at all. But let's hope I survive this recording. Piers, we got our Spiritomb. That means we can play our experience share the next turn. Let's hope they don't knock us out, because if they do, we're gonna be stuck with nothing but Crobat to attack. And it only does 100 damage, it's not gonna be enough. And they already are down to 2 prize remaining. If they do a rare candy this turn, they can actually kill Eternatus quite easily. They're playing so many Pokemons though. Bibarel, Ninetales, basic. They may just play only one copy of the Entei, one or two copies of Entei, one copy of Moltres for security, and like multiple Infernapes. They only got one Chimchar though, which is quite surprising. So playing so many Pokemons with Chimchar is not smart because you need to discard energy cards to do damage with that attack. I think 80x damage for each energy you discarded with that attack, and then shuffle back the non-energy cards into your deck. So if you discard at the top 5 cards of your deck, if there's no energy cards at the top 5, you don't get to do damage with that attack. So Infernape doesn't do much. They need actually like 3 energy discards from the top 5 to kill that Eternatus, I think. Or maybe just 2, I think. Oh right, just 2, my bad. 160 damage. 350. So we gotta capture an experience share. We're gonna capture another Spiritomb. Get it out. Get all of them out. And then discard everything but Spiritomb once they do a Path to the Peak or knock out our VMAX. We can actually do Collapsed Stadium right now, but let's just keep it for later. Evolve the Crobat and then draw 3 cards for Ultra Ball. Draw another 2 cards with Discreet Draw. Got a Raihan. We got to do Liepard as well. Look at that. We're drawing so many cards now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're drawing 9 cards. We drew 9 cards this turn. Wow, that's insane, isn't it? Insanity. We got a really slow start though, so it's like a compromise. Once you get those cards out, you can draw a billion, but without a good setup, you can't do much. And the setup is quite slow, unless you get enough quick balls and Piers to start with. Trade-off. Trade. Super cool ability, Zorok GX. And here comes Infernape finally doing the knockout hit. I don't think they are evolving though. They should be keeping Infernape for later, right? She should be just attacking with something else. But I don't think they can attack with 1 energy though. Vulpix can't attack with 1 energy. Bidoof can't attack with 1 energy. So they need to attack with Flare. The first attack of Monferno. They need 60 damage though. Can they pull off a 60 damage? Can they even kill the Eternatus VMAX right now? So Infernape is quite tricky to play. I don't think you get to play that Bibarel. Bibarel, Ninetales. I don't think you need Ninetales though. Why are they playing Ninetales? Pot Helmet. So Pot Helmet, it doesn't work for Spiritomb because we are placing damage counters. So that's how powerful Spiritomb is. You get to avoid, you get to bypass Stone Energy, you get to bypass, IG Slash ability, Surge Chester Bath, all of those effects that reduce damage like Leafeon, Leaf Guard. You get to bypass all of those things with your damage counter placement. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time and have a great day. Bye for now, lovely people.